minasan! Welcome to my YouTube channel, and for today's video we're going to discuss about the main issue, arguments, and my decisions about the Cavite Mutiny. But before that, let me introduce myself first. Watashi wa namae wa Runishal D. Andet desu. In English, my name is Runishal D. Andet. I'm taking up the course Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, Section 1A. The main issue of the Cavite Mutiny, also known as the 1872 Cavite Mutiny, was the grievance of Filipino soldiers and workers against the Spanish colonial government in the Philippines. The mutiny was led by Filipino soldiers and workers stationed in the Spanish in Cavite, a province in the Philippines. The mutineers were primarily upset with the oppressive policies of the Spanish colonial government, which included forced labor, high taxes, and discrimination against native Filipinos. They also protested against the lack of opportunities for the Filipinos to rise in the military and the government, and the abuse of the power by Spanish officials. The mutiny was unsuccessful in achieving its goals, but it became a significant event in the Philippine history as it was one of the catalysts that sparked in the Philippine Revolution against the Spanish colonial rule. These are the main arguments or grievance of the mutiny. The first one is unfair treatment of Filipino soldiers. The Filipino soldiers believed that they were being treated unfairly by the Spanish authorities. They were paid less than their Spanish counterparts. The soldiers also complained that they were being used as forced laborers for public works projects. The second one is discrimination against Filipinos. The Filipino soldiers and workers felt that they were being discriminated against by the Spanish colonial government. They were not given the same rights and privilege as the Spanish citizens, and they were not allowed to hold high-ranking positions in the government. Next is abuses by the Spanish clergy. The Filipino workers and soldiers were also angry at the abuses committed by the Spanish clergy. They accused the priests of exploiting them and treating them unfairly. They also claimed that the priests were interfering with their daily lives and traditions. And the last one is the lack of representation. The Filipinos felt that they were not represented in the Spanish government. They had no say in the policies that affected their lives, and they had no way of expressing their grievance. The evidence supporting these claims can be found in the historical records and accounts of the time. For example, there are numerous reports of the lower pay and lack of recognition given to Filipino soldiers compared to their Spanish counterpart. There are also reports of discrimination against Filipinos in the government positions, and instances of abuse by the Spanish clergy have been documented. Overall, the Cavite Mutiny was a response to many grievances the Filipino soldiers and workers had against the Spanish colonial government. It was a call for greater equality and representation for the Filipino people, and it ultimately paved the way for the Philippine Revolution and the eventual independence of the country. Here's my decision. Based on what I've mentioned about the Cavite Mutiny, I agree what I've said because it contains many pieces of proof that have been verified by historical reports and records of time. Although the mutiny was promptly put down, the Spanish administration, led by the reactionary Governor Rafael del Izquierdo, exaggerated the occurrence and used it as a justification to crack down on Filipinos who had been advocating for political reform. Several Filipinos intellectuals were detained and charged of conspiring with the mutineers. 3 priests, Jose Burgos, Jacinto Zamora, and Mariano Gomez, were executed in front of the public following a brief trial. Later, the 3 were sacrificed as martyrs for the cause of Philippine independence.
Nang walang kumpas ang mahal na Panginoon Diyos. Verdugo!
verdugo. Pero- ¡Observen! El garrote. Así sufren los traidores y herejes. ¡Verdugo!
So why are they accusing the three priests of being the leader of the Cavite Mutiny? This only shows that they are culpable and terrified that the truth would come out and that the Filipinos will receive justice. That's all. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button to stay updated for more videos. Thank you for watching.